Millennial millionaire. How can you become a millionaire if you are a millennial? So there's a couple of different ways. One is you can start a business to invest in other assets. You can grow that business, and the business itself can be worth millions to multi-millions. You can use the cash flow from a business to invest in other assets that create the wealth that turn you into a millionaire. But first, let's define that. So what is a millionaire? What does that mean? Is that your net worth? Is that the value of your assets? Is that cash in the bank, or is that income? What actually constitutes a millionaire? A lot of people have different definitions of it. So some people think that your net worth, if it's over $1 million, makes you a millionaire. Some people think if it's your income, and some of them think that it's cash in the bank, that is liquid. So what I would say is you can't spend equity, all the time. Sometimes you can borrow against it, but you can't spend it dollar for dollar necessarily. If you have income spread out over the year that equals $1 million, then you don't have $1 million liquid. So I like to think of where you are in terms of the value in the term millionaire as liquid. So I like to think if you've got $1 million in the bank cash, you're a millionaire. If you've got assets, equity, net worth, and all that, that's great. But cash is king. Liquidity trumps all. So liquid assets, and those could be if you own $1 million in stocks, or if you own $1 million in gold, or something else that is liquid that you can liquidate, that's an investment, then that would count, which would be an asset as well. So it depends on what your assets, your net worth is held in. If it's real estate, you can't always liquidate that quickly right away. It's not always something that you want to consider liquid in terms of being able to go out, spend it, use it right away. So if you're a millennial and you want to be a millionaire, then let's think in terms of liquidity. Let's think in terms of $1 million worth of liquid assets that you could use and put to work right now and go out and trade with. So how do you do that? How do you get there? And a couple of ways. Number one, the best, quickest, easiest way to do it is through a business. Build a business that generates cash flow, reinvest, grow, and scale that business. You can get there very quick. That's what I did starting back in 1997, 98. I became a millennial millionaire back then, before we even knew what a millennial was, or before we were talking about it. And I built up, grew, and scaled my first company from 0 to 30 million and sold it. And I used the cash flow along the way to start 12 other businesses, and I reinvested the profits from those businesses into other assets. So that's kind of how I grew, scaled, and compounded what I was doing. I still deploy the same strategies today. So that's one way to do it. Build a company or a number of companies, reinvest those profits into more businesses or other assets. You can get into real estate. You can build wealth very quickly through real estate, through all kinds of different strategies. Some are more lucrative and better than others. There's the buy and hold, there's the flipping, there's real estate development. There's a number of ways that you can build wealth and generate wealth very quickly, but probably the fastest, quickest way to do it is through e-commerce, online ventures, some sort of an online business like an e-commerce business, an app, selling goods and services and products online, things like that. You can build those up, and those are very scalable, very quick, as you've seen over the years with the big tech companies. So tech startups, online businesses, fintech, prop tech, consumer-based tech, artificial intelligence, things like that, data sciences. That's where scalability is found. That's where you can create wealth very quickly in the online world, in the e-commerce world out there right now. So those are some of the ways, if you're a millennial, that you can become a millionaire very quickly. You can also do it through income. If you're a high income earner and you're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a year, then you want to reinvest those assets in other businesses. You want to try to operate as a corporation if you can, so that you can minimize taxes, although those laws may change here in the future depending on what's going on with the administration and the policies of the federal government in terms of taxation as we get through things right now. But those are some of the ways that you can become a millennial millionaire. You just need to build your skill set, educate yourself, and get out there and invest. Take action, invest in cash producing assets, and reinvest those profits into other assets until you reach that liquid threshold of liquid assets of $1 million or more, and then just keep on going from there until you don't have to do it anymore.